Bladenboro, North Carolina. Winter of '53 slid into '54 like a knife through canvas, and something started bleeding the town dry. It began with the kind of sounds you only hear once, and then you keep hearing them in your sleep. Pets gone, livestock torn open. No normal prints in the frost, just a mess of scuff and drag like something low to the ground, and mean. Folks called it a cat, some swore it was a wolf. But the thing about names is, they don't stop the screaming. First it was the dogs, strong ones, found with their throats crushed. No tracks a man could read, just the impression of weight, and a slick trail where the body got pulled. The sheriff said mountain lion. Old-timers said panther. The radio called it the Beast of Bladenboro, and that's the name that stuck like burrs to a wool coat. Witness number 1, a woman hanging laundry near dusk. She hears the fence rattle, looks up and sees yellow eyes at knee height, too wide apart for a cat, too steady for a dog. The thing moves like poured smoke, and when her husband runs out with a shotgun, there ain't nothing left but the smell of copper and pine. Witness number 2, a mill hand walking home under a paper moon. He swears the shape that crossed the road had shoulders like a hog, a tail like nothing he could place, and a low rumble that wasn't growl or hiss, more like a broken engine thinking about turning over. You can laugh at stories. You can't laugh at the count of bodies. By New Year's, the sheriff's office was running on coffee and grit. Men formed posses. Boys pretended not to be afraid. Women hung lanterns a little longer at night. And the woods just listened. Our plan tonight, we're gonna map the sightings, listen to the reports that don't fit, and ask if the beast was a cat, a hoax, a panic, or something that still pads the edge of town when the air turns brittle and the pines start whispering. First stop, the old creek crossing south of town, where something put weight on the planks without showing prints, and left claw marks like chisels in green wood. Hear that? That ain't the wind. That's the part of your head that knows when you ain't alone. Morning after the first big scare, hunters turned the brush inside out. Dogs pulled hard on the leash, then tucked tail. That's a choice dogs make when they know the next step takes them past the line between brave and foolish. They found sign of a sort. Scrapes on saplings at shin height, a drag path down to the water. Blood sprayed low, not high. If this was a cat, it was hugging ground like a snake. If it was a man, he had a way of moving you can't teach. Now here's where the story splits. Hysteria. Once the papers named a beast, every shadow grew teeth. Predator. A cougar pushed east, hunting easy meat. Or something else. An old thing that knows where we keep the fear. A farmer swore he shot at a silhouette on his fence line. The bullet hit the post. The shape didn't flinch, just folded into the dark like the night had a pocket for it. Another family heard their porch boards creak, slow and patient. When they opened the door, there was a wet print, too wide for a dog, too smeared for a cat, and gone before daylight like frost off a bottle. Pattern check, hits near water, bodies carried, not eaten on sight, no clean prints. And a voice, reported 3 times, low and buzzing, like a chain being dragged across a tin roof far away. If you're liking today's video, do me a favor, like and subscribe. It helps the channel, and it helps me bring you new encounters every week. Alright, lanterns up, back to the trail. Posse talk turned the town into a powder keg. Some nights there were more men with rifles than deer in the county. Shots at shadows. A scream that turned out to be a fox. A fox that turned out to be a bobcat. A bobcat that turned out to be nothing you'd want to meet twice. Then, quiet. Like the beast took what it came for and slipped back into whatever crack it crawled out of. So what was it? Let's lay the cards down straight. Theory 1, cougar pushed east. We get stray big cats now and then. The killings, throat crush, carry off, fit parts of that playbook. But prints? A cougar prints clean when ground allows, and Bladenboro had plenty of ground. Theory 2, oversized bobcat, mean as sin, low to the ground. The buzzing voice could be bobcat caterwaul carried wrong by the wind. Trouble is, the drag marks and weight on planks say heavier. Theory 3, Hoax and hysteria. Once the papers slap Beast on your front page, folks start seeing what fear wants them to see. But hoaxes don't usually leave a yard full of torn open dogs in a town that sleeps with the light on. Theory 4, the thing we don't have a name for. You can call it woods folklore, an old spirit, a misread predator, or the echo of a story that got loose. But when 3 separate families, weeks apart, describe a shape that moves wrong and eyes that don't blink, you mark that on the map with a color you only use when a compass won't help. Here's my take. Something real walked those weeks in Bladenboro. Whether cat, man, or question with teeth, it learned our edges. The way we hang a lantern, the time we set the milk out for the porch cat, the path we take when we're too proud to admit we're scared. And if you think a story like that just ends, ask the folks who still won't let their dogs out after midnight when the air smells like iron and rain, sound of distant water, a single slow creak. If you've got footage, old 8mm trail cam, your granddad's stories on cassette, we're listening. We log every mark. We follow every whisper that ain't the wind. Welcome to Weird Watch. You know how this goes. Truth, hoax, you decide.